And I'm reading from the King James Version, Genesis chapter 24, Isaac and Rebekah. And I read verse 1. And Abraham was old and stricken in age, and the Lord had blessed Abraham in all things. Verse 2. And Abraham said unto his elder servant of his house, that ruled over all that he had, Put, I pray you, your hand under my thigh. Verse 3. And I will make you swear by the Lord, the God of heaven, and the God of the earth, that you shall not take a wife unto my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, among whom I dwell. Verse 4. But you shall go unto my country and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son Isaac. Verse 5. And the servant said unto him, Perhaps the woman will not be willing to follow me unto this land. Must I need bring your son again unto the land from where you came? Verse 6. And Abraham said unto him, Beware that you bring not my son there again. Verse 7. The Lord God of heaven, who took me from my mother's house and from the land of my kindred, and who spoke unto me, and that swore unto me, saying, Unto your descendant will I give this land. He shall send his angel before you, and you shall take a wife unto my son from there. Verse 8. And if the woman will not be willing to follow you, then you shall declare from this my oath. Only bring not my son there again. Verse 9. And the servant put his hand under the thigh of Abraham his master, and swore to him concerning that matter. Verse 10. And the servant took 10 camels of the camels of his master, and departed from all the goods of his master were in his hand, and he rose and went to Mesopotamia unto the city of Nahor. Verse 11. And he made his camels to kneel down outside the city by a wall of water at the time of the evening, even the time that women go out to draw water. Verse 12. And he said, O Lord God of my master Abraham, I pray you send me good speed this day, and show kindness unto my master Abraham. Verse 13. Behold, I stand here by the well of water, and the daughters of the men of the city come out to draw water. Verse 14. And let it come to pass that the damsel to whom I shall say, Let down your pitcher, I pray you, that I may drink, and she shall say, Drink, and I will give your camels drink also. Let the same be she that you have appointed for your servant Isaac. And thereby shall I know that you have showed kindness unto my master. Verse 15. And it came to pass before he had done speaking that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, son of Milcah, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. Verse 16. And the damsel was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. Verse 17. And the servant ran to meet her and said, Let me, I pray you, drink a little water of your pitcher. Verse 18. And she said, Drink, my lord. And she hastened and let down her pitcher upon her hand and gave him drink. Verse 19. And when she had finished giving him drink, she said, I will draw water for you, for your camels also, until they have finished drinking. Verse 20. And she hastened and emptied her pitcher into the trough, and ran again unto the well to draw water, and drew for all his camel. Verse 21. And the man wondering at her, held his peace, to learn whether the Lord had made his journey prosperous or not. Verse 22. And it came to pass, as the camel had finished drinking, that the man took a golden earring of half a shekel weight, and 2 bracelets for her hands of 10 shekel weight of gold. Verse 23, and said, Whose daughter are you? Tell me, I pray you, is there room in your father's house for us to lodge in? Verse 24, and she said unto him, I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah, whom she bore unto Nahor. Verse 25, she said moreover unto him, We have both straw and fodder enough, and room to lodge in. Verse 26, and the man bowed down his head and worshipped the Lord. Verse 27, and he said, Blessed be the Lord God of my master Abraham, who has not left destitute my master to his mercy and his truth. I, being in the way, the Lord led me to the house of my master's kinsman. Verse 28, and the damsel ran and told them of her mother's house these things. Verse 29, and Rebekah had a brother, and his name was Laban. And Laban ran out unto the man unto the wall. Verse 30, and it came to pass, when he saw the earring and bracelets upon his sister's hand, and when he heard the words of Rebekah his sister, saying, Thus spoke the man unto me, that he came unto the man, and behold, he stood by the camels at the wall. Verse 31, and he said, Come in, you blessed of the Lord. Why stand you outside? For I have prepared the house a room for the camels. Verse 32, and the man came into the house, and he unloaded his camel, and gave straw a fodder for the camels, and water to wash his feet, and the men's feet that were with him. Verse 33, and there was set food before him to eat, but he said, I will not eat until I have told my errand. And he said, Speak on. Verse 34, and he said, I am Abraham's servant. Verse 35, and the Lord has blessed my master greatly, and he has become great, and he has given him flocks and hares and silver and gold, and men servants and maid servants and camels and donkeys. Verse 36, and Sarah my master's wife bore a son to my master when she was old, and unto him has he given all that he has. Verse 37, and my master made me swear, saying, You shall not take a wife to my son of the daughters of the Canaanites, in whose land I dwell. Verse 38, but you shall go unto my father's house and to my kindred, and take a wife unto my son. Verse 39, and I said unto the master, Perhaps the woman will not follow you. Verse 40, and he said unto me, The Lord before whom I walk will send his angel with you, and prosper your way, and you shall take a wife for my son of my kindred and of my father's house. Verse 41, then shall you be clear from these my oath when you come to my kindred, and if they give you not one, you shall be clear from my oath. Verse 42, and I came this day unto the wall, and said, O Lord, God of my master Abraham, if you know, do prosper my way which I go. These ends are written, and we will be continuing from Genesis chapter 24, verse 43.